Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway, a track that's kind of became almost hated by the fans, I would say, in a sense here. But tonight it is going to be where did my Discord go? The premier sim racers club here in the Xfinity Cars, second race of the season, 117 laps. And again, I'm trying to figure out why. It's only when I stream this series that I get packet loss, and it doesn't make any sense either. I've tried to figure that out. I don't know why. I know everything's correct. It's awkward. It really is awkward. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out why it is wanting to do that for y'all, but hopefully it doesn't. If it buffers, y'all won't miss anything of the actual race. This is being recorded also, so I'm gonna put that up again. I didn't do it with the other one. I do have the other one somewhere. The files are absolutely massive too. What's that much? But I'll pull up the starting grid here. So first is Adam Matt, second Jeremy or Jay Cochran, third Tori Radford, fourth Kevin Dick, fifth Tyler Salville, fifth or sixth Hunter Waters, seventh William Kemp, eighth Jeff Yanish, hopefully said that right, ninth Todd Cray, 10th Garrett Johnston, 11th Matt Kopp, 12th Patrick DeSaunner, 13th Ray Holking, 14th Gary May, 15th Larry Brunner, 16th Adam Benefiel, 17th Jordan Martin, 18th Chuck Sweeting, 19th Jason Mullins, 20th Levi Poland, didn't mean to click that away, 21st Troy Hayden, 22nd Mark Jenkins, 23rd Richard Fletcher, and 24th is Joshua Green Law. So hopefully this track is a little bit louder. The other track was extremely quiet. I mean, that was literally the quietest track I think I'd ever saw. Which I don't know why it was that quiet, but it was. So we're gonna have to wait for some of them to grid. We're waiting for 2 more people to grid. Real life news: the 49ers have came back 17 points to tie the game. They're driving it down the field. I'm not a fan of the 49ers or the Lions. I would like to see the Lions go to the Super Bowl, though. That city deserves it from all these stuff that they have been through. They have weathered, and so is Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's a very good coach for them. So hopefully we do see him do some really good things here for him. Still waiting for them to grid, however. Track, however, it's kind of been developed. I know what did they do? I might have redid it 2015, where it became a track that you had to basically run one line. They're running the Legacy, which I think is still the newer version of it. However, a lot of people say that, the track was ruined when they did that, which I kind of agree. Real life, you literally have to, it's just run the bottom. You can't run basically anywhere else at all. You're kind of just stuck in there. But we'll give them all a paint refresh. Any paints they do have that are new, they'll pop up here in a minute. It's just going to take them a little bit to refresh, and then realize, oh wait, this is not the right paint scheme. Now we got the right one in here. Hopefully the stream is actually viewable to you all. If you let me know if it's still viewable. It might buffer a little bit, but it's not going to skip over the parts that are important. It'll just kind of resume from that position on it. But 117 laps here, so it's going to be one long freaking race. Extremely long race, that's for dang sure. I almost want to try something. I wonder if it's how many labels I have in this SDK file. Maybe that, but you will see pace car pulls off here. Adam Matz and Jerry Cochran will lead them to green. Starter will have the flag in his hand. And green flag is in the air. We are underway here. There's some not so entertaining cams, so we might stay away from those. Matz has maintained the lead, though. We have some guys falling back in line to 09. Some of these guys I know are running some paint schemes here. Yeah, they are still downloading. That makes sense. So you'll see their paints pop up a little bit later on if they do have different ones, because a lot of them do have different paint schemes. So I have a feeling that there is something with it. I swear it has to be as many labels that I'm putting in this SDK file that's causing this to mess up. The 9, he's still just going to maintain a small little lead here, not too big of one. As long as he just keeps kind of the lead that he has right now, he should be pretty much fine. However, I do expect the tires, once they wear out, you'll start to see people catch each other ever so slightly. Once these tires wear in the Xfinities, especially, the tire wear is very, very apparent. So we have, looks like, who's just behind the 21? We have the 11 defending against the 97. 97 trying to get up under him. If he could just get his nose up under him, he'd probably try to take the position. He's trying to do, you can see him looking. He's looking. Still looks like the 11's going to run a little bit lower than what he normally does. 97 almost goes in the grass trying to get around him. Nitro Racing on that hood. 97 is actually going to roll the top. See somebody up front get loose. That's the 09. William Kemp looks like he kind of chased it up the track just a tad, and it wanted to dance around on him. See that A-Hawk logo. This 09, this 9 still has a 72 on his bumper a little bit. He's just going to probably trail him more than anything else. He's not going to let him get too far away from him. Keep him pretty close behind. While they are doing this, we are going to try a little bit of an experiment. We're going to load another file here very quickly. Once that file changes over, we're going to see if my packet loss goes away. It did go back up, but we see we still have all these guys in the race, so we won't lose anything from them. And those displays will go away. They will come back. We're just going to kind of watch them. Open up an old school style going around the track. This 9 is still defending against this 72. He's going to make it hard for him. He's not going to really let him get away from him. That's pop up there. Sorry about that. See back here in the pack, though, we do have some other guys that are battling with each other. They've managed to kind of span out a little bit, not too far, not ridiculously far apart at all, which I'm glad about that. I don't want to see them 20,000 car lengths away from each other. That gets really annoying really quickly. It does happen in some leagues, though, where they run a little bit of a different style of racing. Just everybody just so far away from each other they can't basically do anything. Most of them going down backstretch. So it looks like the last two are probably RC, which means race control, because not many of them are. They don't have any speed on the track. This is I'm talking about with it becomes basically everybody is just on the bottom line, bottom part of the track. You can't really run anywhere else. If you do, you get really tight really, really, really quickly. So you basically have to just wrap the bottom. This 9. This track is somewhat draft reliant. I mean, it's not super draft reliant by any means, but you'll see drafts. If somebody has one, it'll be pretty apparent if they do. That cop is actually running that first seam. He might be a little bit loose, trying to burn off that right front, so it gets a little bit tighter for him, so he's not having to deal with that car wanting to dance around on the rear end of it. That's actually what he really is doing most of the time. These guys are running. They started out 38s highs. They're on 31 lows right now, 31.3, so their pace hasn't drastically fell off. I mean, it has fell off just a little bit. Don't see any drivers super loose yet. The 9 is probably just keeping this 72 in tow, which is helping the 72. 72's not having to drive too hard, but he could be getting a little bit tight behind him. That's one problem that happens when you follow someone is you get incredibly tight. Car just won't turn to a certain point. It looks like everybody's they're playing it pretty nice so far. No one's really jumped up like super far out of the way to try to get around someone. Actually, really spaced out surprisingly for this. These cameras are absolutely horrible. I'm sorry about this. Cameras are not very good for this track. What does that say on the button? It says something fried pickles. Hunter's fried no. Yes, Hunter's fried pickles. Can't speak apparently. I like looking at some paint schemes every now and then. 9 is probably inspired by somebody's paint scheme or some company that he's sponsored by, which iRacing's kind of really the only, if you look at it, in terms of all esports, iRacing is really the only company that has a sponsorship with a lot of these other like companies, like Ford, Ferrari, the Nuremberg they're sponsored by, and a lot of these drivers that they'll be sponsored by sim racing companies that sell a lot of these other products, which I find really interesting more than anything else. It's not too common to see that. As to watch my own stream, I have to click off the ads. That is absolutely amazing. That is ridiculous. And again, I'm gonna figure out what the issue is here with this, because I truly do not know what the issue is with this wanting to be so laggy. I'm gonna start uploading I'm gonna actually probably upload the other race soon here of the other one. It should not be like this for you all. And I don't know what it is with it either. This is not normal for any leagues that I broadcast ever. Just 9. Yeah, he's starting to pull away from the 72 just a little bit, and they were actually tied last time. Actually, they're a little slower than the guys behind. The 52, Kevin Dick, was actually faster than both of them by 0.08 of a second. I almost said 0.8, but I meant I meant to say hundredths to begin with. See, so tire-wise, let's see, what is their fuel load? Their fuel load for this race, I know in announcements, they had it in the schedule somewhere. Just gotta find it wherever that is. So, announcements, where is it at? Yeah, 3 sets of tires, so I guess they're 100% fuel. And they'd probably be 60 to maybe lap 50-ish. I think it's in the 50-ish lap mark of it more than anything else is where their pit stops should come into play. One thing that you really don't want is the worn tires on it. Tires will be worn more than anything else. These guys have gotten pretty spaced out, though, I will say, very quickly. It's not a Daytona track, but it's really, and I think the next gens are probably even worse at being draft heavy. This track really isn't. I think I may have said that earlier when I was actually meaning to say something else and lied on that. I think Radford's running down Cochran right now, but he's also getting ran down by Dick behind him. Dick, last time, he's been one of the fastest cars on the track recently. So he's coming up really, really quickly. Now we've got the 11 up there. Looks like he's trying to get under the 15. If he can get his nose up under him, he's probably going to try to get him. That's if he can get close enough to it. Might try to make a move in the turn 1. Shows on that he wants to make a move. He wasn't close enough to really do much. So the 15 takes a little bit of a wider line than what he normally does and just lets him know that, hey, I'm kind of down here. Levin's going to try it again. I don't think it's going to work for him. It may, if he can get his nose up under him, he won't be able to do it. So no, he might actually. Depends on how he gets his exit. You can cut as close as you want to that white line. Just don't go in the grass, aka Dale Earnhardt Jr. When he did that, he ripped his front end off, completely off once. I mean, completely off. Which a lot of these tracks now in real life are turning to turf. And do we have a high line driver? This is interesting. The 10 trying to get around the 94 on the high line. Which is actually Dick. Dick is the wait, hold on. Yeah, Kevin Dick is the 52 this race, but he's stamped as the 10. Getting around that car on the outside, I did not expect that. That is a surprising move. I just didn't think you could pass on the outside at Texas. Well, when I say outside, I mean like upper outside. Like how high he's running. This is like Darlington type lines almost at this point. That's just should not be possible. One bit. But he's making time too. They're faster than he's one of the faster guys on the track. You can see it there on the left side now. Their lap times. So he's got it going for him. I don't know how he can be running like that and not just cooking that car. I mean, he literally has to be just burning it up. As back here though, we're starting to see ventures up into that top line again. Maybe I was wrong about it. Maybe top line will be a viable passing option on the track here. This 10, I really want to see. He's going to get a big run off this corner too. I think one thing too, he's just able to stay flat on the throttle more than everybody else. And I think that he's so steady off the corner that 72 is probably having to pedal it just a little bit, while the 10's just up here flat out. Just once he gets pointed, he's just foot to the floor and he's going. He's not having to so much worry as doing everything else, trying to keep the car up under him. have a little bit of action back here around the 89 and the 21. 21's trying to get up under the 89. I've been battling for a little bit. Trying to do it. You see the 75, he's just lurking in the mirror at this point, just trying to find something now. See what these guys are going to do now. So the 89, he's probably not holding him up. The 94, however, he's dropping pretty quickly through the pack. I'm looking at him. He's dropping some time. He's not doing so well, so hot at the moment. As Radford's the first car to come down pit road, actually. So 32 when he comes down now. Brings a Charity Motorsports Chevy down pit road. Probably a called pit stop by him. Let's see if he brings anyone else after this. That's how I'll know if it's a planned pit stop or if this is unplanned. So he'll start bringing more people with him. Because Radford, he's off and away, so it was a normal one for him. Yeah, Matt's, he's got a pretty big lead right now. He's a little bit over 2.5 seconds on him, so he's done a pretty good job of stretching out that lead that he had. '97 is slow off the corner. He might have bobbled it because he is way off the pace. I mean, way, way off the pace. Actually, where did he go? He's got some connection issues. That's probably why he was off the pace. Matt's just sticking to the bottom. He's the only guy I really saw it stuck to the bottom more than anybody else. Everybody else has been riding like that top line, upper lane, where it just seems to be. Matt is actually about to catch somebody here. He might be catching a 33. He's going to be catching 33 of Mark Jenkins. Here to put him a lap down. '89 and '75 are still going to be fighting for this spot. Biggest mover right now actually the '75 is Chuck Sweeting. He is up 13 positions from where he started. So he's done a pretty dang good job of taking it here today for him. I'm still amazed by this line. I just don't see how it's working the way it is. I think that they have to have a little bit less downforce in the Cup cars to be able to be doing that. They have to have gotten loose super early on, and then they've just tried to burn up that right front so it stops wanting to plow and go basically straight into the wall. His 72 is now getting hunted down by this 09 of William Kemp. Kemp's going to try to go to the inside and make a move, give him a look. That 72 is really going to stay high up there, so either super tight or sorry, super loose. Actually, he's just going to give him that spot. He's not going to even fight him for it. Maybe he realizes I don't really have the tires that I need for it right now currently, so I'm just going to let it be. I have to think. The tires, they can't be that bad, and Martin has actually left. Tires, they can't be in that bad of a situation with them. There's no possible way. 9 has lapped Jenkins. Bradford's still 1 lap down over. He pitted on lap 31, so he's got only 9 lap old tires. He has damage on that right front. That's why he pitted. I think he has damage on that right front tire. Yep, he does. I can see it right there. He came by for just a second, and I had a feeling I could see that tire was kind of bent in just a tad. So he's gotten some right front tire damage. I don't know what he did to get it, but he got it somehow. So it's not going to be so good for him. Probably wants to get his lap back as fast as possible, though. It'll be pretty difficult for him where he is. Let's see, how is the 9 driving this track? We're going to go back to that later. We have Cochran, May, and Fletcher all coming down pit road. Fletcher smoked his tires getting in. Might as well do it, bud. Give it all you got going in. You know you're taking the tires off anyway. That's what I say, or what I think. But I say to myself, I understand people not getting all they can coming down pit road on entry. But Matt's finally comes in on lap 44. So he's done a good job building that lead, and there's a caution out as he's down pit road. He has to continue on. It says Kopp has crashed on the front stretch here. 84 and the 93 look like it's those two involved, and only those two that are involved in it. Let's see what happens. Somebody's gonna get plowed over. Yep, trying to come to pit road. The 10 hits him in the rear end. He gets the 93 just a little bit. So it's just coming down pit road. That's going to happen every now and then. Nothing can be really done about it. Let's see. Now these guys are going to come down pit road. Now the guys that just pitted that didn't go a lap down, this is pretty much a blessing to them. I don't know. The 9 could have, or the 9, I have a feeling the 9 could have pitted and not had to deal with the penalty, because he was well down pit road before caution came out. I don't know if that's a penalty if you stop in your box though. May have changed it to where you do get one now. They're going to come down pit road now because you got to get on the same kind of schedule with everybody else. As that jack will drop for the 10, he needs to be off and away. If he can beat the 09, and he will beat him out of pit road. The 10 is staying out. Yeah, he's not staying out. He's going down pit road soon. These guys were the ones that were involved in the wreck, so I don't think pit road was open to him at that moment. They're going to have to wait again to go down. Yeah, there they all come down pit road now, finally. You do not want to stay out on old tires. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. You will absolutely hate it. The 9 wasn't able to come down pit road and get his stop in, so he has to do it now. Which sucks for him because he was having a really good race. Now he has to wait for that opportunity again. I just have to try to drive back up through the field. The 52 will be the leader, which is stamped as the 10 this race. That's not right. He's got a sim stamped number, so that's why his number is showing up completely wrong instead of the right one. Should be showing up 52 on the screen, but it's showing up 10. The lights should go off on the pace car this time by, or pace truck this time by. Should go off. Yeah, they do, so it'll be the 43. 43 is a wave around car. He should get the, there he goes. Wave around, so it's going to be the 52 and the 09. Dick and Kemp, your front row now at this moment. But that was only the first caution of the race. That's pretty good. It's all just pitting. You guys running over each other while pitting. You see that in the opens too, and officials. That happens all the time. Guys will, you don't call it your pit stops. You want it to be strategy. So if you get plowed over, you get plowed over. You try to not to. I've been ran over a couple of times. Not very fun. See pace car pulls in here though. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Some guys that are already trying to rip that high line. I'm surprised they're going up that high to run it like that. It's just ridiculous at this moment. 10, he's still going to maintain this small lead that he has. I do expect it to probably widen out later on. We got him 3 wide almost. 25 looks like he was in the middle there for a little bit. He falls back in line on the upper portions of the track. Yeah, these guys are 3 wide. I don't know how they're doing 3 wide at Texas. It just has to be different with the Xfinity cars, because I know in real life you could not do this. You couldn't even run really 2 wide without them getting super loose on the outside, just sucking the air off you. It looks like the 09, he decides to just duck way out of the way. He doesn't really want much to do with this at all. He's just kind of like, yeah, you go have fun with this. I'm not gonna mess with you. This 89 is still going to try to get a spot here from the 75, and the Lions just choked a lead. They choked in the playoffs. Really hoping the Lions would go to the Super Bowl. I'm not a Lions fan though, but See, we might do on board here from some of these guys. Yeah, we do want to see how fast can this 9 get back up through the pack. And 94, 43. That 94 is all the way up against the wall. I don't know how that car's turning. Like, it doesn't make any sense how they're being able to do that. That just should not be possible. This 93, see if he can get this past in the 72. He won't be able to. Then maybe when the tires get a little bit older, depends if they take a really wide arc or if they get in there shallow and then gas it up and then try to get that tire to spin. The only thing I can think of that would be getting them to a spot like that. It's just not normal to see that at all. Is 75 and 89, so it looks like the top 4 under a blanket. The 11's kind of the left out child right now. He's trying to get up to him, but can't get to him quite just yet. So he's kind of lurking there, just watching him. Like, okay, well, you can all just do this as you want. See, so we're gonna go on board with the 52. We're gonna look at these different lines. I want to see what their steering wheel looks like more than anything else. I'm so used to hearing the Chevys compared to all these other cars. This sounds so weird. Look at Matt now. How does he run this track? Yeah, it's weird how these guys are running. I would have thought that they're a little bit more timid, I'd say, almost at a certain point, where they don't want to get just on it too difficult and have it get loose on them. Yeah, these guys get spaced out pretty quickly. I'm surprised they get spaced out as quickly, though. Let's say, also, I'm going to skip that ad for you. Someone said, let's go Todd Cray. Just saw that comment, so we have somebody cheering him on. Where is he at? He is... As we are back here 77 laps into the 117 lap race, so they have 40 laps left in it. Not going so bad for some of these guys. See, so if they pitted on lap, see, they're pitting on lap. I'm going to go off Matt. So lap 44 is when they were going to go down pit, or 43 when they was going to go down pit road. They pit on lap 45. Taking to about lap 90-ish. So they should have at least one more pit stop in them. They shouldn't be able to make it to the end. I say shouldn't. Some of these guys could run it a little bit longer. We've seen that tires do matter. But see if anybody keeps that in mind. They may do that. I don't know if they do or if they will or not. Mega Mine. We will do an onboard with them here since it's gotten them. Since these guys, once you get spaced out, it seems like kind of a lot of stuff dials down. So we'll do a lap on board with each driver right now. As I say that, we're going to cut that off for just a little bit right here. We have these two. Oh, never mind. They're trying to go for the lead here. 75. He's up behind the 09. Now his 09's going to probably get loose in the bottom of the 10. He was sliding around. I did notice that with him a little bit. Really couldn't keep that car stuck to the ground like he needed to. The back end was just completely kicked out. And he was going to go to the top line because he's probably realized that he's gotten loose. He's going to try to burn up the right front. And you see him bobble it there again. That may give the 09 the lead. He probably needs to come down the track and try to side draft the 09. He might lose it. He's got to arch it and just get side by side with him. Just keep something close with him so he can keep in contact with him. I don't think he will. He's going to be dirt tracking it around the track. Almost putting down tire marks, I would almost expect. And I think he's in the wall twice there, 3 times now. He will lose 3 positions on that alone. Those tires started to come back and bite them. This is around the time I think they would start to wear too, more than anything else. Once they wear down, it's just it's, hey, you're in for the ride, buddy. Come deal with it with me. That 10's got some damage on that left side, too. I was looking at that. This 09, this 75's going to chase him down here. 75's been, I've been noticing him a little bit. He's been gaining time ever so slightly. It's not a lot, but he is gaining time on him. God, that was loud. However, look who's made his way back up here, though, as this all's been going on. I haven't really been paying much attention to him. He has driven his way back up to 5th place. Was in the lead. Caution came out the wrong time for him. But he's managed to fight his way back up here. As real life, the 49ers and Chiefs will have a rematch in the Super Bowl. You recall about 3 years ago, the Chiefs beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, came back and won it. Now they are facing off again. However, Brock Purdy is kind of the big topic. Mr. Irrelevant going to the Super Bowl as a quarterback starting for the 49ers this whole season. Kind of the player who's... He's like... What's the best analogy for it? He's... Oh, we have a caution now. As soon as I was thinking of an analogy for that, he's not the caution. And that probably is the stage break. Yes, I believe that is the stage break. They do this thing where they spin the wheel and they guess. It's pretty much like, hey, this is when the stage is going to be. So, yeah, I feel like having a stage here. We're going to have a stage here. These guys will all come down pit road, and this will give them fuel to the end of the race, too. They will not have to worry about fuel at all anymore for them. So you have to see who can get off of pit road the best. You don't want to slide in through your box here because you saw how long it took Matt's to get back to, or try to get back to his spot. These are all going to file down pit road now. Gonna watch Kemp. Kemp needs to get in and out of his box really, really clean here. As he's gonna get beat out of pit road by the 11 of Tyler Salville. He's actually the fastest driver down pit road in total. So it shows me pit times and time on pit road. He was 39.73 on his total pit time. Next closest is a 39.88. He also had the fastest, nope, second fastest pit stop. He had a 14.63. Fletcher had a 14.45 pit stop. So he did good coming off pit road. And that's what really, I think, yeah, that was really what gave him the lead, was his time, or his pit stop. The 09 may have been a little bit more conservative getting in his box. Didn't want to risk sliding through. Some drivers will do that. It's so finicky kind of pitting in some of these places. You can be just a hair off to the left and it will not say that you're in the pit spot. That'll change a lot of stuff for it. As unrecord, I was No wonder this is going to be released. Now these guys are under caution here. We're going to go on our commercial break again because we're going to come back when they get the green flag. Ghost Racing Network now has merch. Go to grnmerch.com to browse our selections from stickers to custom-made by-request hoodies and shirts. If you've ever wanted to support Ghost Racing Network outside of YouTube, here's your chance. Ghost Racing Network, for the scary side of iRacing. I'll go ahead and I'll cut back to this because they're about to get the green flag here. It'll only be about 20-ish laps left, 25 laps left to be exact. And green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. These are some horrible cameras. I'm just going to keep on this here. Salville, he will get the lead, but Mats has made his way back up here to the front, and I would have to be looking at him for a driver that may come home with the win. Knowing how competitive he is, he's always up front. It's always challenging for these race wins. Sweeting's going to try to get the lead from the 11 of Salville. Sweeting, he had been going up here pretty solidly, too. The 11 and the 75 not really side drafting each other, playing it really clean so far. Get over here and side draft him. You won't do it. Lay it on his door. Lay it on his door. I'm known to do that in A Opens. I will lay it on somebody's door. Give them absolutely zero room if they're trying to pass me. I make it hard, that's for dang sure, and some people don't like it, but I race very clean but hard. I don't give up positions, and I think that's how everybody should be when they race. But if you race hard and you get wrecked, you can't get too mad. Unless you absolutely just get wiped out on purpose. These two are still going to go at it door to door. The 11 and the 75 are just not going to give it up on each other at all. The 75 did get around the 11, but I expect maybe the 11 to try to cross him up here, but the 10, that outside line, I don't know how it's doing what it's doing. It just doesn't make any sense. He should not be able to make up that amount of room. that quickly on that line. It should be impossible, completely impossible, but it's not, and it's just annoying. Not annoying, it's amazing to me more than anything else that he's able to do that. These guys do get single file pretty quickly though. This 11, oh, the 10 just got in the wall. That's going to hurt the 10. The 11 really does need the 10 right now more than anything else, and you really wouldn't think it, but he does, because he goes to make a move and he gets side by side with the 11, or with the 75. Is going to match. If he gets a run, it's going to be on the outside. He's going to have to take it if he can get it. If he can get his nose out there. If he can get his nose out there, it's a hard thing. If you can just get just enough for that person not be able to come down, that's going to be a big. And he got a run here, I think, coming off the corner. Will he take it to the inside? He's going to look. He's not close enough. Going to stay in this 75's tire tracks and actually move up a line. Lose a little bit of time doing that. Got to try to find something to get around him. Anything at this point, it seems. Still these two. I'm just going to keep this main focus will be on them. We have the 21 and the 7 going side by side with each other. The 10 who hit the wall earlier, he's got some damage on that left side or right side of the car, and I think that's really going to inhibit his movement. Right side damage, the car just wants to not be able to turn. It's not a good not a good time. Do know that it's 11 is falling back a little bit, but look at Matt. Matt has been running the faster lap times on the track currently. Not ridiculously fast, but you saw him earlier, the way he was running that bottom line, he was just wrapping it around. It was just a very smooth line overall. He's going to go to the inside of the 11. The 11, I don't know if he can defend against this 9 right now with the way he's driving. He is really booking it now at this point. He will get past him. Let's see if he can set sail now. It's going to be interesting if he can. Got 12 laps to do it, so he's got time. This 10's going to keep dropping because of that damage that he got. Just hitting that wall like that is just not a good time. This 21's actually going to kind of bottle this 7 up. The 10 is really high again up in the wall. I don't know what damage the 10 has, but he's got some damage. However, the 9 is 3/100ths the way from getting the draft, and I think he may have just got it. Depends on how he comes out of this corner. 6/10 is the draft in these cars, and he does have the draft just a sniff bit right now. Closer that he gets, though, he'll get more of that draft up on the car. You'll see him probably try his best to stay within, and he just gained about a 10th there getting into that one corner alone, so he's definitely gaining some time. I don't know if he can get it in time is the issue. Somebody just disappeared there as the 10 is in the wall again. Sorry, the 52 is in the wall again. He's not had a good race. I mean, he went from leading to losing the lead to now going back to 10th place. He qualified 4th also. You see Matt's just creeping up a little bit slower every single time we go back there and look at him again. He's a little bit closer to the leader, just a little bit closer and closer and closer and closer every single time to him. He might get a big run here. If he can say that ticker's clicking off really weirdly. It might have not been synced up together. 75 looks like he's trying to arch it to get into that corner. That 9's gets entering really shallow, but he's rolling the bottom in certain ways. Some drivers like driving tracks differently. It's really whatever works for him at this point, it seems like. The 9's going to get up to the bumper of the 75, be all over him, looking in the back. Nothing's really happening. The 9's going to get under the 75, and the 75 race him hard. He doesn't really get low like I thought he would. He's going to give the 9 a lot of room. To the 75, you just got to crowd the 9 down. Crowd him. Actually, he does get past him again. Actually, more really was already past him. He's held a spot there. The 9 is probably going to have to set him up. He's got 6 laps to do it too, but he really rolls in the middle of that corner. He's going to have a really good exit because of that. There's smoke on the track. Somebody's in the pits, I think. The 9 under the 75 again. He's trying to still get the pass done. He's just not able to do it yet. Almost done the 75. He's got to go chase that quarter panel if he wants to stay close with him. You got to crowd him down, man. You can't give him a lot of room. He's not going to do that. Going to give him a lot. And looks like he will give up the lead to the 9 of Matt's. The Matt's comes from the back to the lead here with 5 laps left. 75, I'm just surprised that he didn't try to lay it on his door or do something else. I mean, he looks like it only just gave it to him. He put up a fight there. See, this 11 and the 09 are really the only cars left back here for it. This 9, he's had a drive, and he's really driven back up here. The 7, 72, and 15 are all in a little bit of a group right now. Don't almost hold off each other. But Matt's, he's only got 2 more laps around, and I don't think Sweeting can really do anything to even remotely come close to catching him at this moment. I mean, he is just so far ahead, it's ridiculous. When I say so far ahead, I mean he's 5/10 ahead. You'd have to really, really mess up. I mean, you'd have to, I'd say, almost plow the wall coming off before and go back down the track. But Matt's, he will go into 1 and 2, come out that corner very cleanly. Sweeting just continues to keep dropping back a little bit and a little bit. And it will be Adam Matz coming out of 3 and 4 here. He will take home the win here at Texas after being caught in a caution early on. Had to roll through pit road trying to get to his pit box. Comes back from the back, and he wins here in the 117 lap race at Texas Motor Speedway. hopefully watch him burn it down here. Like, he won't be doing burnout, sadly, so I'm gonna hide that. We'll bring in the top 3. That's qualifying results. Full race results. Salville, Sweeting. Oh no, that's probably Seville. Yeah, that's Seville, not Salville. That's Seville. I was saying his name wrong the whole entire time, and I just now realized it. Let me get these drivers into the waiting room. So, Seville, Sweeting, and where is Matt? Asking him to get into the independent drivers so I can drag him in here, because if he doesn't, I'm not able to do that then. Just wait for him to do that. I do have 2 of the other drivers in. I just want to try to get the 3rd place driver before that, so I'll give him about 3 minutes to get into here. Ghost Racing Network now has merch. Go to grnmerch.com to browse our selections from Steam. Looks like we may have to skip him there, so we'll just bring in Chuck Sweeting. Hey Chuck, this is Bryce in the booth. Have a copy, man? Hey, you got a copy, Chuck?
Oh, hey, yeah, I got you.
Yes. And so you come home second. You fall just a little bit short there. What was going on there towards the end of that race there, man?
Yeah, Adam just had it figured out better than me. I was talking to him just before a minute ago, and he was better in 3 and 4, and I think I was overdriving it, and I'd get tight, and I think I was a little bit better off of 2 than him, but it wasn't making up for how good he was in 3 and 4. So, congrats to him. What an awesome race, good clean race all through the field.
So did that caution that came out when y'all were going to pit road, did that change really your strategy? Because that was pretty much in the middle of your pit cycle.
Yeah, it's a really odd time for a stage break. Usually you don't have them that late in the race, but I, I mean, I was just hanging on to William at that point, and I don't know. I was hoping to have a good green flag pit stop, and then I remembered, I can't pit. We're going to have a stage break, and there'll be a yellow. So it did kind of change things a little bit. And then I don't know, just got beat there at the end.
So if you could do anything different, what do you think you would do there at the end?
I don't think there's anything I could do. I think Adam was just better than me tonight, and that's how it goes some weeks. Maybe I could have run a little bit harder earlier in the run and gotten a bigger lead, but I don't think it would have made much difference. He just I think he was the fastest guy all night. Really, I think he probably led the most laps and just pretty much dominated.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to everybody with the league and all the admins, all the hard work they do, and the fans for watching and supporting. And we'll try to go get them next week.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good job with the second place finish tonight, man.
All right, thanks a lot, Bryce. Have a good night.
It's Chuck Sweeting, the second place driver. We will bring in the first place driver, Adam Matz. Hey, Adam, this is Bryson Booth. Have a copy, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so you come home with the win here after you get caught in the middle of a pit cycle with a caution and you have to roll through pit road. Did you think your race was over at that point when that caution came out, or were you still pretty confident in yourself?
Well, I wasn't sure that a win was possible. I knew the stage break helped me a ton. But yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to win it, but I thought I could at least get back to the top 5, maybe. It was pretty tough. I mean, yeah, I got kind of boggled in, and then I got kind of, I don't know, what was it, 10th or 11th, and I was stuck there for, it felt like forever.
So was it hard to get back up through the field when you had to go basically from the back to the front?
Yeah, it was super tough. And then there when I restarted in the back, the other guys were side by side, and I was trying to help push Pat through, but then they stayed, like they get kind of stuck side by side, and there's nothing you could do. And then luckily I got clear of that. Jerry, my teammate, was really fast. He was right behind me, and he also was having kind of trouble getting through the pack. Yeah, luckily, honestly, I made most of my passes, I feel like, probably off turn 2, which really helped me a lot. I think if not for that, it would have been almost impossible. A lot of guys seem to really struggle off 2.
Yeah, man. So when you caught the 75, was it pretty much like, let's just get past him, or were you expecting a fight to be put up from him? Because he really didn't put up much of one at all.
Yeah, yeah, he raced me really clean. I appreciate that. He could have made it much more difficult. Yeah, I was trying to be really careful too. I didn't want to drift up into him because I kept getting so tight off of turn 2, and so he got back by that one time. But we've raced together for probably a year or so now, and we've always raced clean. And yeah, he's beat me before on long runs. so yeah, I think we're just clean, respectful racing. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. I was a little worried once I got past him. I was like, am I going to be able to get away from him? Because I didn't want to be within shooting range on the last lap. Luckily, I got a couple good corners, and I felt pretty safe after that.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates again. It's pretty awesome to get these 2 wins in a row. Yeah, Ray, Jerry, Dwayne. Dwayne couldn't be here tonight, so hopefully he'll be back next time. Jerry was super fast when we practiced. Honestly, he was faster than me, and I think the track conditions were a little different than we expected, and it's kind of a bummer he didn't get a better finish because he also got burned by that caution. And then I'll just mention on my car I have a Phantom Racing chassis, so folks who are into karting,